Welcome to selfdiscoverymedia.com, where we discover the communities that are making a difference in the lives of others. Our self-discovery is something we are all making on our life's journey. Here you will find the people that will be your guidance, that will be your inspiration, that will be there for you in support on your journey of life. Do enjoy. Our next show is... Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Ignite Your Heart and Soul. And right here on selfdiscoverymedia.com. And, it's such an honor to have this gentleman back again from Japan, Yoshi Utibi. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. We had him here a while ago with a wonderful movie called The Real Exorcist, a spiritual movie from Japan. Well, and please go back and listen to that show. It was wonderful. We covered so much beautiful spiritual truth. And we're about to do it again with a new movie called Twiceborn. It is about how to keep the faith and find your North Star and follow it. And, in today's day and age, keeping faith and, driving that message of inspiration and love and spirit forward is really, really important. The influential spiritual movement, as he calls it, which is wonderful. It's based on true events. Twiceborn tells the story of Satori. I'm not even going to pronounce the surname, a highly successful businessman who relinquishes everything to pursue his true calling, the happiness of humankind. The movie opens up in July of 1991, where he is lecturing to more than 50,000 people in the Tokyo Dome, and then the story flashes back to the months leading up to the college graduation, where Satori, a top scholar and athlete, begins receiving messages from the spiritual world. And what comes from that? Everybody gets an awakening somewhere along the line. Everybody gets something that shows them a direction forward, and how we can actually embrace our beautiful divine spirit, our heart, our soul, and open up our minds. And that's really, really important. And putting forth movies like this is really, really important to do, because it helps people that are at a crossroads, or people that are being tapped on the shoulder by the spirit there and kind of are not quite sure what it is they're feeling. And seeing these kind of movies of somebody who's come into their own revelation, finding their own meaningful purpose, and following a journey that's been laid before them is an inspiration and an invitation to others. So it's a delight to have you back here again, Yoshi. How are you doing today?
Thank you so much. I appreciate for having me back again. Thank you.
A delight, a delight. As I said, we had a wonderful conversation last time about, the awakening, really, and that was the real exorcist, which is no, it's not about the spinning of the head and the spewing.
That's right. It's about here, right?
Yeah, about the heart, about the soul, about the spirit. We're hungry for this, aren't we? We're hungry for something that means more than the exterior world, because the exterior world is in such a flux right now, and such a divide and a dismay in many ways. It's only through going in and connecting to our heart, soul, and spirit that we truly understand what is happening, why it's happening, and what it's leading us to.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So yet again, you've produced another beautiful movie on this, but tell us a little bit about this one. And
yeah, sure. So I think you had a very good introduction about a brief synopsis of the movie. So it's I think it's based on true story. Okay, of his name is Ryuho Okawa. I think we mentioned about him the last interview as well. He's the founder of a spiritual movement called Happy Science in Japan. They're one of the largest, one of the most active and influential activity that's been going on for over 30 years. And so this is a true story of a man. It's actually quite, not, I wouldn't say 100%, but maybe I can get into detail more later, but it's like 90-something% true story. Okay, and it's a story of the hero of a modern age, but again, just like the last movie, The Real Exorcist, he is a quiet hero.
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
it's very similar. He doesn't have the swords, and he doesn't,
Mm,
fight. I mean, he does fight the devil, but he doesn't have any missiles, shooting and things like
yeah.
that. It's a very subtle Japanese inspirational movie. It's actually even more quieter than the real Exorcist because
Mhm.
it is a biopic. Okay,
Right.
it's based on a true story. It's a biography, a movie. So I mean, it will take you through how this man grows up to become an adult and how he decides to abandon everything he has to stand up for the world, to for the happiness of the people of the world. So this is the message of the hope to the
Mm,
world today. And this was given to us by Riho Okawa, 2019, very early 2019. And we shot this 1 year ago.
mhm.
So there was no COVID at that point, right? So
Right.
there's no pandemic. We never expected this. Of course, when we did Real Exorcist, it was the same thing. But
Mhm.
when we shot this, we just never expected it. But I feel that there's no coincidence in
No.
this world.
No.
Everything has a meaning, and it's inevitable. Even the this Buddhist saying, even one leaf falling down has a meaning to it,
Mhm.
right? There's meaning from God's eyes and from Buddha's eyes. So we believe there's no coincidence, and I think there's no other time than now to show this kind of movie that is very inspirational, but at the same time it's very there's hope inside
Yeah.
in the message. So
And
we're
very good
happy.
timing. Very good timing. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's a bad timing for the world, but for the movie, it's great timing
well, it's
actually.
good timing for the world because it's showing it how it can navigate through these bad times.
That's
And
true. That's true.
and that, everybody at the present moment is at a crossroads,
Hmm.
where all of us have been told to pause. And that pause
That's
is a
right.
time to review, to
Hmm.
rethink, to
That's
renew,
right.
to redirect,
Yep.
and to ask ourselves, have I been chasing life
Hmm.
or have I been allowing life to happen to me?
Yep. Yep.
And we have been living so much by expectation or
Hmm.
society's dictation that I feel we've lost our way.
Yep.
It's all about who's got the fastest car, you know,
Yep.
the the sexiest outfit, the most followers, the biggest house, and we know that is so superficial,
Hmm.
and that
Yep.
nobody can be happy in that type of sustain, that you can't sustain that,
That's right.
and that
That's right.
happiness is an inside job.
Hmm.
And so to
Hmm.
leave everything and follow your calling is really what
Hmm.
we're asking people to do right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. True.
Redirecting to your calling, your
Hmm.
meaningful purpose, because that is what this whole message is about right now.
Yes, exactly, exactly. So Satoru, he was the most successful businessman in Japan. He was one of the top elite in the biggest trading company, and it's all based on it's the truth.
Hmm.
Okay, and he was to be probably like a next president of the company. So he
Mm.
was raised, was trained to become the real top elite of the company, and he had somebody who he really loved, from their heart, from the heart. But he decided to just abandon everything and just stand up on his own. And it was probably really really difficult path because it's a spiritual path that
Yes.
you walk.
Yes.
There's no guarantee, zero guarantee in this kind of lifestyle,
Absolutely.
right? And he was just alone, but there was a calling.
Yeah.
He was hearing the message since he was in university, in Tokyo University, and he was speaking with the spirits and getting inspiration. And the truth is that he thought, Riho Okawa thought he could do this together, like work as a businessman, become successful. Because more successful you are in this world, more influence you have. So he thought it would be easier to spread the truth to the
Yeah.
people because they already know him and everybody accepts him and they trust him. There's a trust. But the spirits didn't allow him to do it. Spirit
Hmm.
said, "No, you cannot do both. You have to drop everything and stand up now."
Yes.
So he
Yeah.
he said, "All right, let's just do it." Right? I mean, it was much harder than that, but
Yes.
he had to. There's a lot of temptations with the devil's battle scenes in the movie, but at the end of the day, that's what he did. And following one's mission sometimes is as hard as that. But I think there's a message there that we all have a mission
Mm-hmm.
in our life, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all do, because we weren't born here with just coincidence. There's a
No,
purpose, right? The reason why we're here. And the main reason, of course, is it's a training ground for our soul. But at the
absolutely.
same time, so you're gonna have a difficult times in your life, but at the same time, you have to bring yourself happiness inside of you,
Yeah.
and that happiness can't stay just inside of you. It has to come out for the world, right? So that's what this entire movie is telling you, is like happy. You need to have happiness within yourself, but it cannot be just for yourself. The happiness has to be for others as well, to share the happiness.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
that's a
I
important
mean, there's
message.
a difference between being rich and being enriched,
That's right.
right? Rich is, I've got all this money. But
Mm-hmm.
what good is it if it doesn't make you or anybody else around you
That's
happy?
right. That's right.
The enrichment is the
Mm-hmm.
enrichment of the soul, the heart, the meaningful purpose.
Mm-hmm.
That is when you step into that space where that love exudes from you, that
That's
joy
right.
of life exudes
Mm-hmm.
from you. It is then ripples out, embracing everyone like a symphony all
Yes.
around you, right?
Yes.
And that is true enrichment. You are abundant. Your cup
Mm-hmm.
runneth over. And that's
Yep.
where we understand the currency is really love.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's really
Yep.
what makes the world go round. Money is a tool. It is a
That's right. It's
commodity, it's an
true.
exchange. It is not
Yep.
power. It should never be power.
That's
The
right.
true empowerment is in the enrichment of the heart, the
Mm-hmm.
soul, and the spirit, and
Mm-hmm.
the abundance of it that exudes out and is shared with everyone else, igniting their heart and
Mm-hmm.
soul and spirit too.
Yep. That's right. So yeah, it has to come from inside. Of
Yes,
course, your thoughts manifest out to the world. So of course it's good. We should all become wealthy. Why not, right? You don't have
right.
to stay
More to
poor.
share,
But
more to
yeah,
share.
that's
Yeah.
right. I'm saying more you have, there's more power you have to share, not
Yes,
to
hoard.
control, not
Yeah,
to control, but you have more power to share the beauty of life and beauty of love and things like that. So when money comes in that aspect, it's
yeah,
a great thing. It's a great tool. So
yeah.
money had it's a flip of coin. It could be evil or it could be very heavenly and peaceful. And we
And
should
it's all in the
choose.
use of it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's how you
It's
use
how,
it.
and also, I mean, so
Yeah.
many people we see, and we're seeing this most certainly in certain countries right now, but I'm going to pick on America right now, because what we're seeing, the divide is between the rich and the have-nots.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that have are doing their damnedest to hold on to what they've
Yeah.
got, right? And and it doesn't matter what it's doing to everyone else.
Mm.
But if they actually learned to share it, to seed opportunities, to water those seeds into growth for other people, they would realize an enriched society
Mm-hmm.
is so much more richer than one person in their ivory tower counting their coins,
That's
right?
right.
It's productive money. And that's
Mm-hmm.
what we want to see is money being productive,
Mm-hmm.
right? To enrich others. It's not meant to be hoarded.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
The spiritual awakening that we're going through right now,
Mm-hmm.
I think I said this in the last show, the universe is shaking us up to wake us up to stand up
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Wake us
step
up.
up
Yep.
and change it up. And somebody added that to another saying to that, and grow up. And really what we are asking people to do right now is grow up
Mm-hmm.
within yourself and grow up towards the
Yep.
universe, towards
That's
love,
right.
to a higher vibration,
Mm-hmm.
because we realize right now what's wrong in the world. And instead of pointing a finger and saying, government, fix it, those
Mm-hmm.
three fingers pointing back at us is saying, no, you're a part of the problem. You can be a part of the solution. Come together. with like soul, heart, and spirited people,
Mm-hmm.
raise the vibration and exude that out to the world, because that's
Right.
where the solution lies. So
Yep.
the movies that you produce are always in that baseline, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Of inviting people to awaken their heart, soul,
Mm-hmm.
and spirits. Why is
Right.
that so important to you?
To me,
Mm-hmm.
to me, uh, well, um, I was raised as a Catholic. I mean, a Christian Protestant, right? And I was raised as a Protestant, so I was always I love Jesus, type of
Mm-hmm.
person. And I lived in Lebanon. I think we talked about that last
Mm-hmm.
time. So I was touched with the Muslim culture,
Mm-hmm.
Islamic culture, and I know how open-minded and beautiful the people of Islam are.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They're not so-called terrorists,
Exactly.
they
Yeah.
they're not. They're just not. As a humans, they're so open. They're open to all the religion. So I was touched by that. And when I went back to Japan, I met Happy Science. Happy Science is a lot of it is based on Buddhism teaching.
Mm-hmm.
So I was touched by Buddhism, teaching of Buddha, self-reflection, and cultivating your soul and things like that. So I kind of walk through the paths of different religion, I
Mm-hmm.
think, and through that, I think I'm learning something, something
Mm-hmm.
here. The I think one of the biggest positive thing about myself, I think, is accepting diversity.
Yes.
Because I was born in Japan, but I traveled around over 30 countries. I lived in many different locations, and I worked with so many different, people in different nationalities. And I went to school in New York with all different kinds of, friends. So throughout my life, if I look back to my life, what God is teaching me is, Yoichi, you need to be diverse, and
Mm.
not just diverse, but also to understand other people and accept it. That's how you can really bring yourself to become enrich your soul by
Yeah.
doing that. So I'm finally starting to realize that. It took
Yeah.
me 50 years, but now I'm like so even for me, I think it's a transition time. I think
Mm.
just like the earth is now, transition.
Yeah.
So each human being, each one of us is in the same stage. And for me, that's what I'm finding out. The diversity and accepting people is what the biggest strength I have. And that is probably based on what my mission is going to be going
Mm-hmm.
ahead. So I'm just talking about myself, but
Mm.
I think everybody has that.
Yes.
So you said you have to stop now because it's the perfect time to stop yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So if you stop yourself, I think we should all look back to what we've done in the past. If you're 50 years, what are the environment you were raised in? What did you choose? Because you chose your own environment. It's
Yeah.
not the people.
Mm-hmm.
So what path did you walk? Because if you really look back to it step by step or your 20, 30, 40, 50 years, you're going to see like the biggest strength inside of you.
Yes.
Who am I? Why am I here? So the answer already is already here. In other words,
Mm-hmm.
it's already within your life that's you've been given, and the life that you've been walking. So I think that would be like a great hint to
Mm-hmm.
find the true purpose and why you're here and what you should do from here on. And that's
Mm.
what I'm trying to figure this out and by myself as well. And I'm starting to figure out, okay, I think, my life has been like that. So from next 50 years, I want to do the same thing, keep going.
Mm. You're
Yeah.
sharing the diversity. You're showing us that it doesn't matter what our nationality is, what our
Mm-hmm.
culture is, what our religion is, what our economic situation is.
Right.
We are all fundamentally the same.
That's right.
On a human level, we want to know we have a roof over our head, food in our stomachs, and
Mm-hmm.
safety, right? Safety for our family, etc.
Yep.
On the spiritual level, this is the one thing I think that humans are waking up to, is
Mm-hmm.
that they are a spirit having a human experience. And when they can open up to that spiritual experience and realize
Mm-hmm.
the merging of the human and the spirit together is where the empowerment is, where the
Mm.
enrichment is. And
Right.
that means that you have to open up this mind.
Mm-hmm.
and to understand that it doesn't matter what vessel we come
That's
in.
right.
Black, white,
Yep.
pink, yellow, polka dot, who
Yep.
cares? It doesn't matter what religion we are, as
Mm-hmm.
long as the religion is based in love.
Yep.
Right? Any religion
That's
that
very
starts
important.
condemning someone or, casting you out and killing you is not a
Mm-hmm.
religion, because
That's
God is
right.
all about love.
That's
Whichever
right.
God it is you want to call, it's
Yep.
all about love.
Mm-hmm.
And the more that you are willing to be open and see the diversity as
Mm-hmm.
just an orchestra, each person playing their
Yep.
own instrument,
Right.
and the
Right.
symphony and the harmony that we could
Mm-hmm.
create together, the more that we actually understand our real reason for
Yep.
being here.
Right.
So your gift is being able to see all that diversity and find the
Mm-hmm.
common denominator of it all and bring it
Mm-hmm.
together.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm still trying to figure this out. Studying a lot of truth through Happy Science and Riho Okawa. But yeah, so finding a true mission is not so easy.
Hmm.
For some people, I feel envy if, like, when they know, like, they want to become a doctor when they
Yeah,
are 15, 16, or they want to become a scientist, or, and they just pursue that road,
yeah,
study hard just to get to that, the aim and the mission that you have inside of you. But if you look around, not many people are like that.
right.
They're just searching for it
Mm,
and just living everyday life as it goes. Of course, we are happy, we have family, we have lots of love. But if you really really look into yourself and ask yourself, am I living my mission? Is
yeah,
this my purpose? And I don't know, out of 100 people, how many people can say yes, I am?
yeah,
I wonder. And if we can all start to wake up to that,
yeah.
I think the world is going to change. Yeah.
I think we know a lot of us. I mean, I'm the 66. So for me, growing up, I was always a spiritual person having difficulty
Mhm.
living a human life. And
Right.
and I was looking for permission all the time to be that spiritual person.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I stepped into my own spirituality, my knowingness, I was in truth with the universe and with God's message. But when I
Mm-hmm.
tried to please people by being what they wanted me to be in the human
Mm.
self, I let
Mm-hmm.
myself down. I let them
Oh,
down because
okay.
I wasn't being my truth, right? And I
Mm.
kept waiting for permission for me to be me. And I've
Mm.
taken that permission now.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
I
Mm.
am me and
Mm.
that's it. And
Wow.
that's what we're asking people to do right now, is that you don't need permission to be
Mm-hmm.
you. Come
Right.
from your heart and soul. Allow yourself to
Mm-hmm.
bloom, to
Yep.
blossom. I mean, some
Yep.
of the people I love interviewing are musicians and singers,
Mm.
because
Sure.
they know right
Sure.
from the word go, the music is in them. It's their
Mm-hmm.
cellular, it's their
Yep.
soul, it's their spirit.
That's right.
They don't care if they're poor or if they're rich, though they prefer to be richer.
Mm-hmm. Of
Um,
course.
it's the music that enriches them. And
Sure.
and it's
Sure.
you feel kind of some way kind of envious the fact that that purity of that spirit
Mm-hmm.
is already there,
Yep.
right?
There. Right.
But it
Right.
just means we have to sometimes look a little harder in ourselves.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And that's what the point of slowing down and pausing is,
Mm-hmm.
which the
Mm-hmm.
universe is giving us right now,
Yep.
to reflect on, well, really, what is my gift?
Yep.
Because each and every one of us is given one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I like to ask the listeners, here now, like, how many people actually know how to look at yourself?
Hmm.
You know, because it's just everything just so going outward.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Everything is just all going outward. What are they saying to me? How did I react to that person talking to me? Everything is like me, but it's outside and me, right?
yeah,
But so not many people have the ability or realize that instead of looking outside, you have to turn yourself and look inside.
yeah,
I'm sure, like, you are you're an expert in that. And like I do self-reflection every day. I meditate because I love looking at myself. But not many people are trained to do that
yeah.
because nobody teaches us in school. In
No,
school, all we've been taught is to look outside. You
yes.
know what I mean? Do this, do that, do that.
Live up to an image, an expectation, right?
So when you grow
Yes.
up, you are able to live through the life, a
Yeah.
good life. But not many. There's few teachers who are very mindful and have a very intuitive person who will teach us. Yoichi, of course, studying and doing this is very important, but at the same time, you have to take care of your own spirit and your soul. But not many teachers are like that, in
No.
this world. So nobody can teach us. So that's
Well, there's
why,
there's plenty of teachers.
yeah.
I've got probably 2,500 of them here on this
Mhm.
network, and
Yeah.
you're the second time round here, so you're a teacher right now.
Yeah.
A lot of people say, but how do I ignite my heart and soul?
Yep.
And I say, okay, simple. Walks in nature, pay attention to the rustles of the leaves,
Mm-hmm.
right? The squirrels climbing up the trees, the dog going for a walk, wagging its tail, carrying a stick, a child jumping in, in water or in mud, having a wonderful time. Allow your heart to be lifted by the simple things that are out there.
Mm.
Step into gratitude of what
Mm-hmm.
we have, the gift we have of this
Yep.
planet, the choices that we can make for ourselves in free will to on how we can live, because it is up to us. It is our
Mm-hmm.
choice.
Yep.
If we start engaging in the things that bring us joy, that things that warm our hearts, then we begin to understand. You see, the
Mm-hmm.
soul can't talk to a closed heart.
Right.
The soul needs an open heart to
Mm-hmm.
receive the
Yep.
information, the divine wisdom, and then to
Right.
go to the spirit into action, and for the mind to know what it needs to know when it
Mm-hmm.
needs to know it. This is not a mental thing that you're doing.
Right. Right.
This is
Yep.
a heart thing.
Mm-hmm.
Feel your knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So go and look at the simple things of life, the simple joys, and literally from the roots, from the ground up, allow yourself to grow.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It will take you on the right journey, right? It will take you to that
Yes.
awakening. It will
Yes.
take you to those aha moments. It will
Mm-hmm.
take you to those moments where you reflect, you know what? My heart is feeling full right now. I haven't had this in a long time. This is a different feeling. I need to do more of this
Mm-hmm.
in order to fill my heart. I need to explore it. There are many, many teachers out there. They're just not mainstream.
Right. Right.
So you've
Right.
got to also be willing to do the work, listen to the podcasts, listen to the TED Talks,
Mm-hmm.
do the reading,
Yep.
watch the movies, pay attention to the people that are speaking to you,
Yep.
because you can't hear them until you open your heart first.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people talking
Yes,
to
yes,
your heart.
yes.
So
And
yes.
they're people who have taken the journey. They've
Mm-hmm.
already gone through the process.
Sure.
They've already transitioned into heart,
Yep.
soul, spirit, and mind. They're already
Mm-hmm.
there.
Yep.
So they know what you're going through, and
Mm-hmm.
they know how
Mm-hmm.
to navigate, help you navigate yourself.
Yep.
But the willingness to open up and allow, that is so important, isn't it?
Yep. Yep. That's true. That is so true. Yep.
You
Yep.
can't
Yep.
come from the head all the time. We've got to
Mm-hmm.
understand this is part CPU, which is the mechanical of the body, and then
Sure. Sure. It's just
the
a
other
part
half
of it. Yep.
is programming.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously in Japanese culture, it's a very strict programming, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's not about yourself and finding yourself. It's very much about kind of the expectation that you have to live up to.
Mm-hmm.
All
Mm-hmm.
right, kind of quite rigid in some
Mm.
ways. And so it's very hard to break off and say, I don't want to be in that rigidity. I want to be in flow
Mm-hmm.
and explore myself. And that
Yep.
takes courage. It
Yep.
takes strength to do it. But we undersell ourselves all the time. We don't realize how strong and how courageous we really are when we're
Mm-hmm.
willing to step into that. You've
Yep.
done it yourself, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Producing these movies, is
Mm-hmm.
something that obviously is very close to your heart, because you want to see this being an awakening, and you always take stories that a good huge percentage
Yep.
true, obviously with a little artistic
Mm-hmm.
inflection in there.
Sure. Sure.
um, why is it the true stories that are so more important to you than somebody who's written a fictional story?
Well, fiction is great too, of course.
Mhm.
It's yeah, but if it's based on truth, I think it's more real,
Mm,
and I like that. I think that reality would will bring. I don't know. I think it'll touch people's hearts. Of course, the fiction movies would also, touch people's heart too. But the biographical movie or something that is based on truth, I think has more spiritual power.
mm,
Put it that way,
yeah,
because there's so many great movies, out there, Hollywood movies, which is all fiction. But a lot of, if you think about, even though it's like a fiction, like science, like Star Wars, you take
yeah,
Star Wars,
yes,
it's a fiction. But I'm sure George Lucas, he wakes up in the morning, and I heard that he starts writing the story or something like that. He sees it in a dream or something like
yes,
that. So,
yes.
so that means
Channeling it.
yeah, it's a fiction, but it's not really a fiction.
Yeah.
You
It's
know what
it's
I
a
mean?
reflection.
Yeah, it's probably real. I think Star Wars is happening somewhere in the universe, like right now. It's
Yeah.
happening. He just
Yeah,
picking
I
he's
agree
picking
with that.
like a
Like Avatar.
vibration.
You
Yeah,
know,
Avatar
Avatar
too.
is,
Exactly.
it's, when they talked about the tree of souls,
Mm-hmm.
and they
Yeah.
talk about appreciating the land. And even when they make a kill,
Mm-hmm.
it's, thank you for your sacrifice, in
Mm-hmm.
the gratitude versus the man who just wants
Right.
money and greed, right? And
Sure.
that is a reflection on this absolute conviction to have more money, more power, more greed is not feeding your heart and soul.
Mm-hmm.
It's raping and pillaging the land.
Right.
It's
Right.
destroying the people. So when we see those movies, like Star Wars, which is
Mm-hmm.
May the Force be with you, that is the
Yeah.
universal energy,
That's
right?
right. That's
and
right.
and Avatar, the appreciation of
Mm-hmm.
the Gaia in many
Mm-hmm.
ways.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then you've got, even the Harry Potters,
Yeah.
versing the evil, and that
Sure.
the truth lies within you.
Mm-hmm.
um that is, I think, what people sometimes choose to live a shallow life
Mm-hmm.
because they don't want any self responsibility,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
because you really do have to be responsible
Mm-hmm.
for your actions and your choices,
Mm.
right? And so
Mm.
that's why you have to be more soulful and heartful on how you
Mm-hmm.
make them.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
And a lot of people
So,
don't want to.
mm, yeah, I think so. The fiction, even though it's a fiction, a lot of it everything comes, something that comes from your inside.
Yeah.
Always, it's connected to somewhere, I believe.
Yes.
So, I mean, even though I say that based on true story is more real and more
Yeah.
spiritual, has more spiritual power, that doesn't mean fictional movies and
Right.
stories doesn't have,
Yeah, I mean, look at the Matrix over 20 years ago, and look
Mm,
at how people still today are discovering it. And,
sure.
it's, that they always say the teacher will be there when the student is ready,
Mm.
right? But when you put out a movie, you're kind of approaching more students.
Mm-hmm.
The people that are going to go to your movies are people that are in heart inquiry, soul
Mm.
inquiry.
Mm.
For some of them, it just may be food, nectar to
Mm-hmm.
kind of feed the spirit. And for some people, it's an awakening.
Right, right, exactly. So yeah, those are the kind of movies that we'll always want to continue to create
Hmm.
because that's the power, the spiritual power behind, right?
Yeah.
So,
And I think there's a misconceived, construed idea of, stepping into spirit and everything is kumbaya, heavenly, peace with you, man, and that you're on some sort of plane of unreality.
mm,
As your main person here, he walked away from
yeah,
power, from money, from prestige, from
mm-hmm,
security,
yes,
because the enrichment of the heart and soul was so much more. And clearly, this
mm-hmm,
movie is about his journey and
right,
the turbulence,
mm-hmm,
right? Because I think every time that we're given something that knocks us down, the cosmic 2x4,
mm-hmm,
that it flattens us for a reason, because
yep,
it says, right now you're on ground level. How are you going to get up?
mm-hmm, that's
What
right,
are you going to see when you get up? How are you
mm-hmm,
going to walk forward? And those that are willing to go through that process, their strength, the courage, the tenacity, stepping into their meaningful purpose,
mm-hmm,
are truly the people that then become so incredibly enriched,
yep,
right?
yep,
So all of us are here to discover our own self-discovery of our
mm-hmm,
own meaningful purpose.
mm-hmm,
But we've got to be willing to go through the process. And
Right.
sometimes that means sacrificing those external
That's
comforts
right. That's right.
for an
Yep.
unknown, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's unknown where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the feeling that you know you've got to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And another thing I think is a responsibility.
Mm,
This movie, kind of reminds us that, especially like you are in a current situation, if the things are not going to turn out well,
hmm.
you tend to rely on others. You might
Yes.
want to rely on your family, rely on your company,
Hmm.
maybe rely on the government.
Hmm.
But at the end of the day, you have to like have the mindset of self-help.
Yes.
Like you have to get up and help yourself instead of relying on the others or putting the responsibility on the others. But you have to have it within yourself. That's what this movie teaches us, the idea of self, how important self help is.
Yes.
Since
Self-reliance.
a small kid, he
Mm,
was always a loving person, always studying hard and trying to be diligent and being humble and just making effort little by little. And the accumulation of effort is going to bring a success in life. And so this is another message, I think important point of this movie is the
hmm.
idea of helping yourself in order to help others.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And not every road is smooth. There's
Right.
plenty of rocky roads. There's plenty of
Mm-hmm.
times you're going to fall. But
Yes,
the more you take this journey, the easier it is to get up.
that's
And
right.
and you have the skills and the tools
Mm-hmm.
now to
Yep.
face whatever obstacle
Mm-hmm.
without being
Mm-hmm.
so daunted or so, petrified.
Yes.
It's each step that we take, even each knock that we take, we realize there's a lesson.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's a redirect. You're going
That's
down the
right.
wrong path. No, you're meant to go down over here. It's
Mm-hmm.
pay attention, be tuned in tunement with oneself and with the universe. You know, the universe's energetic information is there to download anytime.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And we have to understand it's not about universe's intelligence versus our intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
We have knowledge in our heads that's learned. But until you actually have the soul's and heart's intellect, the wisdom, you won't know how to use that knowledge.
That's
The
right. That's
wisdom
right.
gives you the knowledge, how to
Mm-hmm.
use it
Mm-hmm.
properly, in which
Yep.
way. So it's the merging of all the time, isn't it? It's becoming at one with the universe and the God and
Mm-hmm.
the spirit. It's understanding we are one and that journey to becoming at one with.
Right. Yeah. There's a teaching called invincible thinking.
Hmm.
It's I guess it's you can put it as like always winning thinking.
Hmm.
So whatever happens, you can always learn from it.
Yes.
Especially the success. You don't learn too much from success, but
Mm.
you actually learn a lot from your failure. So more failure you have, you should be happy.
Yes. Yes. Just a
More
lesson learned.
difficult more difficulties you have in your life, you should be happy because I know it's going to be difficult, but that means, see, God, I believe that God will never give you
Mm.
or me the things that we cannot overcome.
Right.
I mean, if that happens, this humanity is going to vanish.
Yes.
But we keep continuing on because he will never give us something that we cannot overcome. So it's the belief in you. I think if you have that
Mm.
belief that I believe in you, God, Buddha, the universe, I live in something that is much bigger than me, that's always looking after me, helping me, supporting me, guiding me, then whatever I have in front of me, all these difficult things that doesn't look like I'm never gonna be able to overcome, you can do it. I can do it. Then
Yes.
at the end of the day, if you look back 6 months from now,
Mm.
you're gonna say, "Oh my God, I've done it." The things doesn't last as more than 6 months. So I think that's another good, very important point with
Yeah.
this movie they can learn is
And
the
it's
power of
also
invincible.
don't make excuses. You'll know your limitations. You'll know your forte,
That's right.
right?
Sure.
Um, I can do this because this is where my heart, soul, and spirit is.
Mm-hmm.
My physical can't do things, right? Damaged body. So instead of dwelling on that and going, I can't. No, I can't run. I can't do that. But that's not what I'm here to do.
Right.
right?
That's right.
Uh, where my pure energy
Mm-hmm.
right? Where my generator
Yep.
is where I'm meant to be doing what I'm meant to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
So look at how many people who are athletes that suddenly have an accident and they no longer can be the
Sure.
athlete. Instead of crying about it, they take the same discipline, the same passion that they had in whatever they did as an athlete and put
Mm-hmm.
it into something else.
Something else, right?
It's just a
It's
redirect. You've had
right.
your day doing this. Now, all that you've learned from that,
Mm-hmm.
apply it to another passion,
Yep.
another conviction.
Yep.
Nothing is a closed door. All it is that door is closed while that door is
Mm-hmm.
open,
Yep.
right?
One door closes, this
Yeah.
there always be another door
Yeah.
open. Always. God will never, never, never shut the door in front
Right.
of you.
Sometimes
You
he'll give
just
you
have to look
several
for it.
doors to choose from.
Yep. Yep. You
And
just
that's
have to
where you
look
got to
for it.
go with your heart and soul to
Yep.
open, right? Yeah.
So, I think we're gonna be facing more difficulties going
Mhm.
ahead.
Yes.
Corona doesn't seems like it's coming down a little bit.
No.
It's always coming back stronger.
Yes.
Unfortunately,
It's mutating, you know.
they
Mm.
mutate.
Yes.
It's a crazy word, but so I think we're still gonna have to face it. Challenge it, battle it. At the same time, economy is gonna be
Yeah.
pretty. It's
But
gonna be
but why
it's gonna
though?
hit us.
You know, I mean, why
Mhm.
has the corona come? It's the only disease that we've had in the world that's been worldwide.
Right.
Every country at the same time is
Yeah.
battling the same thing.
Yeah.
Every country is going through an economic
Right.
challenge
Downfall.
on a
Yeah.
mega scale.
Mega scale. Yeah.
Maybe it's the universe saying to us, value life.
Mm-hmm.
Understand what really the gift of life is,
Yep.
right? Togetherness, the heart, the soul, the
That's right.
spirit, the love, right?
Mm-hmm.
Coming together with love, not
Yes.
hate and denial, but with love and
Right.
passion. And maybe the downfall of the economic situation is for us to rise up
Yep.
in under a new light, under a new
Mm-hmm.
meaningful purpose, and to
Right.
understand the industries that we need to nurture
Mm-hmm.
and to bring back to life are ones that will be more serving of our
Right.
heart humanity,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because when we
Exactly.
everything comes from the heart, it comes in truth,
Exactly. Yep.
right? So I think
Yep.
everything is a reason, and also think the reason why it
Yeah.
needs to be for so long is but
Mm-hmm.
humans are very slow to learn.
Yep. Yep. I agree. Totally agree. Yep.
So,
We
you
need
know,
some
the longer it
learning
is,
time.
the more we're forced to
Yep.
go with the change.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
those that
Because if
refuse are rather like the
yeah.
dinosaurs, they'll get
Yeah.
left behind.
We humans are so good at forgetting things.
Oh, unless it's a grudge.
Cool. It's
Unless
done.
it's a grudge. You know, if it's a
Right.
grudge, yes, you know,
Yeah.
you hold on to
Yeah.
that for centuries. But
Concentrate. Right.
wisdom and knowledge, yeah,
Yeah. And all the
very slow.
difficulties you
Yeah,
had, it's just gonna go away.
yeah,
So, keep it within our soul and spirit. It's gonna go on for a while. This is gonna go on for a while, but
yes,
again, this is a
yeah,
training process for entire human beings. So we are all in the same situation here. So again, that's what I think what we just been talking about. Having been positive and always learning from everything, observe everything that's happening from all the difficulties.
yeah,
That's how we can raise. There's going to be people that's going to raise up from all these
right.
difficulties, and those
Yeah,
ones who raise up is going to be the real, I don't know,
champions.
the perfect, yeah, real champions, the heroes,
Yes,
in true ways, in real
yes.
ways. And it has a really heart, warm heart.
Mm.
People who really wants to devote their lives to others. Those are the ones that needs to rise.
Yeah.
Much
Yeah,
much more.
I did a
We
show on
need
that
more
reason.
people.
Ignite the hero within you.
Yeah.
You know, we're
Yeah.
always looking at the Superman, the superhero. Why do we love all these super people?
Right. That's
Right?
right.
Because they have power to make change. But
Mm-hmm.
we deny our own heroism and what that
Yep.
lies within us,
That's
right?
right.
And also to
Exactly.
understand the more you change your own life, the more you step into this enlightened,
Mm-hmm.
higher vibrational world of love,
Mm-hmm.
kindness,
Mm-hmm.
caring, giving,
Yep. Yep.
the more you become not only abundant, but that enrichment of who you are today,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it cannot help but like a beacon, like a sound
Yep.
wave,
That's right.
ripple out, right?
Yep. It's
And
gonna ripple up.
people
Yep.
want to know you, they want
Yep.
to be around you. You know,
Yes.
what is it that you're doing, you're
Yep.
radiating,
That's
right?
right.
And
That's
so
right.
it's not being
Exactly.
selfish working on you.
No,
It's
no,
imperative that you
no,
work on
no.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what God's trying to teach us. You
Yeah.
have to work on yourself. That doesn't mean don't look away and just go into a mountain, go into
Yeah.
a cave and
Yeah.
go meet people. I'm not talking. We're not saying that, but you need those moments in your
Yes.
life every day. 30 minutes, 1 hour. I don't know how long you need, depending on the person. But I spend a lot of time looking into myself. A lot
Mm.
of time. Um, of course, I want to watch more movies, and I need to do this and that.
Yeah.
But I always try to wake up very early. So I do that in the morning time because there's no vibration of
Mm.
human vibrations. The morning
Yes.
after like 5 to 6 or 5 to 7 is a perfect time, quiet. That's when you can really, really, look into yourself, and
Yes, I'm
that's
the night owl. I love the silence of the night
the night. Yeah.
and the darkness of the night. And I think this is
Mm-hmm.
something else that we need to understand. Being in silence, being in stillness. Now,
Mm-hmm.
you can be in silence and stillness going for a walk in nature, going for a bike ride, going for a
Mm-hmm.
swim, going for any of that. You don't always
Sure.
have to be in an
That's
isolated
right. Sure.
meditative state, but it's even being amongst the chaos and still being in silence within
Mm-hmm.
yourself. It's
That's
the
right.
calmness that's there.
Yep.
And when we're in calmness, we are open to receive.
Yep.
When we're in flux, we shut things down.
Mm-hmm.
And the answers
That's
that we
right.
want, we can't get them
You
because
can't.
we've
No.
blocked the energy.
That's right.
So we have to go into calmness for those
Mm-hmm.
filters to open
Sure.
so it can come into us because there's always a solution to your problem.
That's right.
You just have to be
Always.
open and ready to receive
Yeah.
it.
They will give it to you.
Yes,
Definitely. Just receive it.
never alone.
It's called inspiration,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, inspiration
Inspiration.
begets invitation. It invites us
Yep.
to step up and do something
Yeah.
about it, right?
I
Yeah.
try to I like to get inspiration by writing. I like to
Mm-hmm.
write.
Mm-hmm.
So when I meditate, I always have my pen and note, and I just start writing. And the things I write, after I read it, oh my God, did I really write this?
Yes, yes.
It must be my guardian spirit's trying to teach me, tell me
Yes.
those things, right? So
Yeah,
there's
it kind
different
of that
ways to
conduit
connect.
writing. I do that when I write, and I
Mhm.
do my own show every week, Sarah's View of Life. And sometimes I don't even know what I'm going to do. I literally press
Hmm.
record and what comes out.
Interesting.
And my last week's show was on the past, present, and future you.
Hmm. Hmm.
And it's just like, oh, that needs to be said. And then whatever
Mhm.
comes out, I've
Yeah.
opened up. It's not Sarah speaking.
Hmm.
It's the divine
Yeah.
Sarah,
Sure.
speaking
Sure.
together collectively.
Yep.
And
Sure.
to look back on what you've said or what you've written, the message is not just for you, it's for other
Hmm.
people.
That's
But
right.
it also is like, I am selling myself short. There is so much more to me
Mm,
than I have given credit to. And
mm,
we need to open that up and allow ourselves to be the abundance we really are.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yep. Great.
So when are you going to make a movie on all your writings?
My movie?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. My life is
Interesting. Very
interesting, but
interesting. Look at where you've lived, the experiences that you've had with other cultures and religions.
uh-huh.
Look at the journey that it's taken you on to the work that you're
Yeah.
doing today. This is interesting.
Mm, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Either a book or a movie, but don't
Mm.
keep it to yourself. Share it.
Okay, I'll definitely do that.
All right.
Yes, yes, yes.
It's
But
important that.
I've been getting a lot of interviews, through my
Mm,
production side, and
mhm,
interestingly, because my bio, the PR agency sends the bio, and a lot of people get interested in my bio, the steps I took. So actually, I have a lot of opportunity to really talk about myself nowadays,
mhm.
more than what, like, a few years back. So I really, really appreciate that, because that kind of reflects back to myself too. More you talk about yourself, you think about yourself, and
Yeah,
there's more realization about yourself. It's almost
right.
like somebody else talking about you, even though you're talking, because
Yes.
you having conversation, this kind of
Yeah.
conversation.
Reflection of yourself,
It's
right?
very,
For those questions. Yes.
it's
And
very
and
enlightening.
it's not ego,
It's
right?
not,
It's
no,
it's it's revelation,
it's not ego at all. No,
right? It's you're
no, yeah,
revealing yourself. And
yeah,
and, and while you're revealing yourself, you're in your own self-discovery.
That's right. Finding my true self even
Yeah.
deeper. Yeah, that's
Yes.
how people, can develop, the souls by
Yes.
having conversation and talking about who you are and what you feel, what you want to do. That would bring.
What's your why? I mean, why are you doing what you're doing? And you're doing it because of all the experience that you've had,
Mm-hmm.
because you're really inspired by these stories.
That's right.
You really understand why they need to be out there in order
Mhm.
to share them.
Yep.
So, that's your why. And I always think people's why is fascinating,
Mm-hmm.
illuminating, inspiring, and inviting,
Yep.
because it
Yep.
shows
Yep.
us that we all have a why within us.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we following this path?
Yep.
Is it
Yep.
because somebody else is leading us? Or is
Mm-hmm.
it because, we've opened up our hearts and souls and we know this is the way to go,
Mm-hmm.
right? But ask yourself why.
Yep. That's right. That's right. If you don't ask yourself why, nobody's going to tell you why.
No.
People cannot tell you because they can never, never, never see through you. I mean,
Yeah,
there's some clairvoyant people who can just go right into you and tell you this is who you are, what you're
right.
thinking. But that's we should put that aside, and because you need to discover your own self. So
I
if you
mean,
don't start
I've
looking
been
for
a
yourself.
reader for 60 years.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and, I always looked at my readings as just simply a map.
Mm-hmm.
All I can do is show you roads that are out there,
Right,
possibilities.
right.
I'm giving you information to put in your backpack.
Sure,
And
sure.
I'm saying, which road may be better or not,
Mm-hmm.
but you've still got to
Mm-hmm.
walk it.
Right, right,
Right.
right.
So
You gotta walk
it's
it.
not a fortune teller that's telling you this is going to happen and you sit back and wait for the
Right,
Amazon
right.
delivery. It is, it is about this is the map of possibilities before
Mm-hmm.
you.
Sure,
This is what you can embrace, or maybe
sure.
this is what you need to avoid.
Mm-hmm.
But you
Mm-hmm.
still got to participate
Yep.
in your own life.
Mm-hmm.
You've still got to make the choices, even when something negative happens to you.
Yep.
Oh, why did I get cancer? Why did I get this? Why did I get that?
Right.
That's your lesson to learn.
That's right. That's
Your
right.
why is in the discovery
Mm-hmm. Yep.
of what you have to let go, what you have to be present with, and what you have to seed for tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I think that something that you should never do is to put blame other people for
Right.
that.
No blame, no shame.
Once you
Yeah.
do that, then
Yeah. Yeah.
why is gonna go away from you.
Yes.
It's like a magic. It's once you put the responsibility on somebody else but not yourself,
Yeah.
everything just goes away, and that's what I've been experiencing. So I always try not to, in everyday life, if things happen, of course,
Yes.
a lot of things because of that person. You
Yeah.
know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But you have to kind of flip it and put it into yourself, and maybe because I didn't do this and this and that, she or he acted that way or something.
Right.
Like you always have to think back into
Yeah.
yourself and put it back to yourself.
Right.
If you don't do that, you're never going to be able to find who you
Right. Yeah.
really
There's
are.
always some responsibility we have to take. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And very often there's two things that are happening. Sometimes when somebody's at you, it's a reflection of a discontent within you.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Sometimes when somebody's at you is they see you in your truth
Mm-hmm.
and they're not ready to face their truth.
That's right. That's right.
All right. So
Yep.
it is almost a fight against the
Mm-hmm.
resistance of them embracing their truth. And they've got to
Yes.
attack you for it,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
don't take it on.
That's right.
Don't take it personally.
Mm-hmm.
They're in their own battle right now.
That's
And
right. That's right.
until they put the weapons down
Mm-hmm.
and seek peace, they're not going to find their way.
Mm-hmm. That's right. So in that case, yeah, just don't fight it.
Yes.
But you have to kind of
Fight is futile, right? Resistance is futile.
yeah. So always accepting people is something very important, but at the same time, you need to be smart enough so you don't take in those negative energies into you,
Yes.
because a lot of things, it could be envy. If people
Yeah.
envy you, the envy energy will stick to you,
Yes.
here, and
Yes.
it can stay for months, and
Yes.
that can really bring you down,
Eat at you.
eat
It
you.
makes you
But
feel not worthy,
right,
not enough.
right, I'm
Yeah.
not good enough,
Yeah.
I'm bad. But it's not you really think.
Yeah.
That's not you thinking. It's the energy that's haunting you.
Yes.
So I mean, it's so difficult to figure that out and see through that. But at the same time, as long as you feel everything, the responsibility is on you, you'll be able to find it.
Hmm.
So sometimes you have to fight it, sometimes you have to accept it, but
Go with the
always,
flow, right?
go with the flow.
It is to understand that if you are resisting against something, it's indicating something you're holding on to, a
Yep.
false belief.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to look at that false belief. You have to
Yep.
open it up and go, where does it come from? And
That's
sometimes
right.
it's so subliminal. It could
Mm-hmm.
be in your ancestral DNA.
Mm-hmm.
It could be in a past life. And
Right.
you look at it and go, you know what? This has got nothing to do with my lifetime.
Right.
I can let that go,
Let it go.
right?
Yep.
If somebody's hurt you,
Mm-hmm.
and you feel the pain of it, you can look at it and go, you know what? That person hurt me.
Yep.
But look at the courage and the strength I had to stand back up and find my own empowerment
Mm-hmm.
despite that. I will
Right.
not forget they hurt me, but I do not have to feel the pain.
That's right. Cut
Instead,
it off.
it's given me the
Yep.
strength to rise
So
above, right?
right, just cut it and go forward.
Yes.
It's that's like actually the essence of Zen.
Hmm.
Zen Buddhism
Yes.
is to divide, not divide, but cut off the past and the present.
Yes.
Just leave things as behind and just go forward.
Yes.
Sometimes you need to do that. You can't always do that, but sometimes you need to do that in your life.
Yeah. There's
Just
things that we
cut
learn
it.
in life that we can carry with us
Mm-hmm.
because they help us on our journey
That's
and
right.
because they are the tools and the skills that we need.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yep.
anything that
Yep.
will bring you down, that will make you
Down.
angry, that will
Mm-hmm.
make you feel unworthy, that will
Yep.
give you sorrow, that will make you
Yep.
sick, it's like
Mm-hmm.
a heavy coat of lead
That's right. You don't need
floating
them.
around. Take the coat
Take
off.
them off. Yeah, it's
Not
not you.
serving
It's
you.
not true you. Yeah,
No.
especially the it's not worth it type of me. Like
Yeah.
maybe I'm not good enough. I'm
Yes.
bad. Those kind of misery me. That's
Yes.
not true you. If there's any listeners who feel that way, if I say that, 10 out of 10 people say yes, I do. I feel it. You
Yes.
know what I mean?
I'm one.
But
I've been there. I know what it
that
feels
yeah,
like.
me
Yeah.
too. That's how these negative energies will eat you and
Hmm.
make you think that it's real you, but it's not real
No.
you. Just it's so simple once you get it, but until you get it, it's so difficult because you think that's real you.
Yeah.
I know you
Well,
understand what I'm trying to say here, right?
that's the hell living, isn't it? Everybody
Yeah,
looks at heaven and hell as some place
yeah,
you go to. The hell you go through in life is how you react to what's happened to you.
yep.
Now you can look at it and go, okay, all right, this was considerably unpleasant.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm hurting from this. You've got to give
Yes,
yourself some love and acknowledgement of the pain. But
sure.
then you've also got to say, but I have the choice to not let this hurt me anymore,
Mm-hmm.
to help me find
Yes,
the meaning behind it, the lesson behind it, the
right.
strength and
Lesson
the
behind it.
courage behind it, because
Yep.
I am more than what has happened to me,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? And that's the reason why we get these things,
Yep.
right? I've been exactly there at that despair. For
Mm-hmm.
me, being in purpose is one of the most important things in life. And if I'm not, it was always, what am I doing here? A waste of
Mm.
space, right?
Right.
And I had to go through my own demons, my own
Mm-hmm.
negativity. And that
Sure.
negativity was always living for somebody else, not living for my truth
For
and for what
myself,
on my
right.
purpose, right?
Mm.
And sometimes when you just look at that and go, you know what? I am not your puppet anymore.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
am going to be true to me. And
Mm-hmm.
yes, you're going to have to be selfish for a while,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
Until you're
Mm.
full enough to share.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's okay. That's
That
okay.
is true. That is true. Sometimes you have to really look inside yourself. And while you're doing it, you can't do both. Sometimes,
Yeah.
the energies can't go both ways. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. And you've got to, as I said, plant the seeds for tomorrow. Don't forget to
That's right.
water and nurture them,
Mm-hmm.
but allow them to grow in
Mm-hmm.
the time that they're meant to grow in. Don't start
Right.
tugging at the roots or start
Right.
yelling at it because it's not growing.
The growing.
It will
Yep.
grow
It
when
will
it's
grow.
meant to grow,
Mhm.
and it will grow how it's meant to grow
Yeah.
according to how you are nurturing it and
Right. You
watering
just
those
have to
seeds.
remember to water it.
Yes, yes,
If
yes,
you don't water it, it's gonna dry
yep,
up and it's gonna die.
yep,
So
yes.
yeah,
And
just like a
this
seed. Yeah.
Plants love sunlight because of the
Yep.
warmth of the sun, the heart of
Mm.
the sun. And people who talk to their plants and they really do grow,
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
because they're sharing that heart vibration,
That's right. Yeah.
right?
Let them listen to the classical music. It sound, they
Yeah.
grow bigger. Those things do
Yes.
happen.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. It's like when a chef cooks from the heart, it tastes different, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Of
Yeah.
course.
So we are the answer that we seek. And if we're looking at how, you know, like your movies, they are sharing the journey of the people that have known their own adversity, their own
Right.
challenges, but they pursued something that they knew came from the heart and soul. And
Mm-hmm.
they could not fight it anymore.
Yep.
Despite the difficulties, they had to make that journey.
Right.
And
Right.
now, in that enrichment and that abundance, they're sharing that out with
Mm-hmm.
everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
So, when can people see this movie? Where can they see this
Oh,
movie?
it's already playing from last week.
Okay, great.
It just had a 1 week holdover, so it's going to be playing into throughout this weekend into next week as well. There's about 10 cities in US. So New York and New York and Los Angeles, the theaters are open, so we can play. But we are surely doing in New Jersey, um, also San Diego, Orange, Florida, Atlanta, Texas, Denver, Canada. Am I forgetting something? Chicago.
Right.
I think that's about it. Yeah.
So,
So
due to
mm,
COVID right now, not a lot of people are going to the theaters. So, is there
yeah.
any hope of us maybe seeing this on a
Of
Netflix?
course, yeah,
Yes?
yeah.
Good.
There's gonna be a VOD from January. I think it's 19th,
Right.
2021. Next year.
Excellent. So, if people
Also,
are too afraid to go
DVD.
out there right now, they
Yeah,
can catch again later.
just wait for it. DVD. Let me
Mhm.
just explain. Show you the website. It's called twicebornmovie.com. Twicebornmovie.com. It's very simple. So if you go there, you have all the information, the latest information on the website. So
Excellent.
VOD is coming up. We will have a DVD, so you can watch at home as well. So please look forward for that.
Excellent.
Yep.
You've also, got your own Facebook,
Yes,
HSHS Productions,
it's productions. Yes,
and your Instagram is the same,
Instagram.
HS Productions,
Yep.
Twitter, HS
Twitter.
Productions,
Mhm.
WW,
Yep.
and you've got a YouTube channel. And how do
Yep.
people get hold of you if they're interested in anything
Uh,
you're doing?
the best for now, I think best way is like you go to a Toy Sport movie, or you can go to HS Productions website.
Okay,
There's my name there, so you can just email me there, or you can message us on twicebornmovie.com or Instagram or any way. I mean, we are the only one. Me and I have another colleague, so we're a small group. So anyway, you can access me. I'm always there.
excellent.
Yes.
And so, the Twiceborn movies there, the last movie, the Real Exorcist, can people
Mhm.
get that on DVD now?
Yes, yes. It should be on DVD right now. On the major platforms like Walmart and Target and all those major online stores,
Okay,
retail stores. If you go there, you should be able to find them.
right.
And
And
also
a lot of people
iTunes
don't
and
have
Amazon.
DVDs today. Are you going to be also
Mhm.
being able to download it?
Yeah, so Amazon, iTunes, Vudu, Xbox. I don't think you were on Netflix yet. We're trying. It takes a long time to get on Netflix, but for the streaming, of course, iTunes and Amazon and all those platforms we are already on.
Excellent. And of course, the other movie is www.realexorcistmovie.com.
.com.
So,
That's right.
so they can catch that one there.
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact that you do these movies. I said to you last time, I'll have you back for the next movie, and I'll have you back for either your book or another movie. Always a
Yeah,
delight to
yeah.
have you here. And I do encourage you to write your
Thank
book.
you.
You've got
All
to
right.
understand your
I'll
story
think
is
about
just as inspiring.
think
Okay.
about that. Yeah.
No,
Just so
definitely.
you know, the next movie is coming up in May, so
Oh,
getting
what's that
ready
one
for
going
you.
to be about?
It's about painted face. It's called it's a Chinese ancestor story where women try to
Capture the attention?
attention of a man,
Um,
but at the same time it can actually fall down the entire country. That happened to China China Dynasty. So it's related to that kind of. It's again not a spiritual movie, but it's very inspirational, and there's a lot of things you can learn from that movie. So
Wonderful, great.
coming up in May.
Good, good. Yeah, have you back in May?
Thank
Absolutely,
you, thank you.
definitely.
Come
Always
back
a
again.
delight to speak with you. And you
So
know,
much.
I love the fact that you're putting your time, your money, your energy behind these movies. We need to see more of them. And of course, it's in Japanese, but with subtitles.
Yes, and also we're gonna have a voiceover as well.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So
So.
whichever way people, I love subtitles. You know, I
Mhm.
just don't even know I'm reading them, so it doesn't
Sure.
make any difference for me. But you know, we need more movies out like this that you know are based in the truth to show the people's journey. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
what you're doing in movies is what I'm doing in podcasts. You know,
Mm,
sharing
mm.
the why, sharing the story, sharing the
Sure.
knowledge and the wisdom,
Yes.
and you know, it's why do we make movies? Why do we do what we do? Because we want
Mm-hmm.
people to go away with that, oh, I've just been
Yep.
ignited. You know, I
That's right.
didn't know that, or I've just been uplifted, or
Yep.
my goodness, that blew my mind, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it is. It's about the awakening, isn't
Yep.
it?
It's just another door opening
Yeah.
in front of you for your life.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Wonderful.
Definitely.
So twicebornmovie.com.
Yes.
Okay, and they
Twiceborn.com.
can, and you can see where it's at, and when the
Yep.
DVD comes out, and when
Mm-hmm.
how to channel it, and everything.
Sure.
And you know, and share it. You know, I always say to people,
Mm-hmm.
you know, either have a podcast conversation with people like book club, have a podcast club, but
Mm,
also have a movie club.
mm,
You know,
mm,
watch it
mm.
together with a few friends and learn each other's perception of it. You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
because
Just
that
talk
opens up
about
your
it.
mind even
Mm-hmm.
more, right? Don't keep
Sure.
it to yourself. You know, talk about it
Mm-hmm.
because that's how we expand that energy of
That's
awareness.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Well, it's been a delight to speak with you again, love. So,
Okay. Thank you.
and you know, good luck with this movie. I'll see you back in May for the
Thank you
next
so
one.
much.
And your
Thank
book.
you.
And your book.
I don't know about
Push you need to write that
that.
book. And good luck. And thank you for doing this. And thank you for putting
Okay.
your
No,
time
no,
and
no.
effort
Thank you so
behind the
much.
movies, you know?
Thank you. Thank you for the beautiful time again today.
Oh, it's
Appreciate very much.
always a wonderful conversation. So
Mm,
thank you.
okay.
All right, folks. So,
All
you
right.
know, the movies are there for you. Wisdom and the invitation is there for you. All you have to do is watch it with an open mind and open heart and let it touch you. And it's going to touch you in all different ways. And you may need to
Mm-hmm.
see it a few times before it really to get the whole picture. But just be willing to open up and learn because that's what it's all about. That's what existence and humanity is all about. Embracing that spiritual journey and understanding why we're here. So until
Mm.
next time, folks, bye for now. We hope you enjoyed the show. We look forward to bringing you more shows. Please go to selfdiscoverymedia.com/shows and you will see the incredible lineup of genres and shows that we have for you. We are here to make a difference in your life. Thank you for listening.